Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here today because we're going to talk about probably the most requested thing that I'm getting right now. The biggest question that everybody is asking is, what do I do to stand out in my teacher interview and land that teaching job? Well friends, I'm so excited to tell you that I feel like I have a little bit of a hack for how to stand out in a teaching interview. Basically, the thing we're going to talk about is branding yourself. When you walk in, everybody's going to hand materials, absolutely, but what can you do to make your materials stand out and make you different? How are you going to stick in the interview committee's mind so that when they're thinking back over their favorites, they have a visual reminder of why they want to go with you? Let me tell you more by showing you an example. And at the end of this video, you're going to want to stay for the end. So at the end of this video, I am going to share with you a link that you can take everything that I show you in the little screen share that we're about to do, and you can have a copy for yourself to use in your interviews. Basically, the concept of branding that I want to talk to you about is that you're going to develop a very simple, clean, minimalistic, professional brand that's also hugely visually appealing, and you're going to make that the header and formatting for all of your collected materials. So we'll talk more about that in just a second. I'm thinking about following up with a tutorial on digital portfolios. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know, and we can do that in an upcoming video. I know you can do this. This has led to me landing all of the teaching jobs that I've had. I have moved schools 3 times, and each time I got feedback from the committee about how my materials stood out and looked really polished. So without further ado, let's jump on over to that tutorial. And right now it would mean the world to me if you would hit that subscribe button and that like button to let other people find this content and help other teachers get what they need to land those teaching jobs. All right guys, let's get started.
All right, guys, let's get into it. First of all, you're going to pull up Canva. Canva is basically a graphic design website. It's free, but if you're a teacher or you're about to become a teacher, then you can apply to get the educator version, which is the pro account for free, okay? So here's what you're gonna do. These are all of my different designs. I'm gonna pull one up in particular that I started on, but what you're gonna search up is just the word resume. And then it's going to give you tons of different templates. And what I want you to do is choose a resume that you like the best, the formatting the best. My advice to you as you're searching through these is to find one that has really clean and minimalistic lines. You do want it to look professional. I think if you were a graphic designer, you would maybe be more like creative with your resume. But I think in the teaching world, you want it to stand out, but you don't want it to be too much. So something that I would suggest is like a bold across the top header. So let me show you. I think this one could work really well. I think that this one could even work. Let's do a little bit more scrolling and I'll show you more of what I mean. This one would be incredible. Yeah, really, really like that one. This is a really, really good one. So you click on one of those, and I'm actually going to click on this one right here and show you how I would do that formatting. So let's open that up. You're going to do some customization to make this template work for you. So you're going to add your photo, you're going to change some of the wording, et cetera, so that it looks generally like a resume. And then from there, we're going to be duplicating these pages so that we're making more matching materials, and you'll end up with an entire portfolio set that's branded. So let me pause for a second, and I'm going to do a little bit of editing so you don't have to watch me doing it, and then I'll explain what I did. Okay, so I just did a little simple editing. I changed my name at the top and I added my photo. I think that these colors are pretty, but if you stick with the colored option, you're gonna have to print it in color every single time you do an interview, and that's fine if that's something that you wanna do. But what I would probably do is select this entire background and change the background to white. So as you can see, it's locked like this. So you're gonna wanna click that unlock button so that you can have editing capabilities. And this kind of is similar across other templates, so I just wanna make you aware of that. So I'm gonna make that just a crisp, regular white color. And then I'm going to highlight all of this text and I'm going to change everything to black. And so to do that, you're just going to click down and you're going to scan over the entire thing. And then I'm going to change the color to black by selecting here, scrolling down and finding just a really solid black color. And then you'll also want to do the same thing with all the highlighted text. So then all the elements and all the text will change color. And as I'm getting ready to edit these smaller elements, this is where it's a good idea to put it more into a zoom. So right now it's at 30-something% zoom. So I'm going to go to 50 so that I can see a little better. I might even go up to 75. And this allows you to edit those little things a little bit better. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to change all of the coloring here so that we have a clean black and white. So I've gone through and I've changed all of that brown into just a nice clean black. So now I'm going to change the zoom a little bit again so that we can see the entire thing. So let's go back out to 25% because it's going to get really small. This is going to allow us to kind of see how this works. So then we're going to duplicate this page. You would obviously fill out this first page as a resume. So change all the wording there to make it fit your titles and your experience and your education history, blah, 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 okay? When you're done with that, go ahead and zoom back in, and then you can decide whether you want to keep, maybe not that much though. You can decide whether you want to keep your photo at the top or if you want to extend it. I would probably keep the photo at the top and keep this entire header exactly the same. But what I would do is I would highlight all of this piece and just delete that and change this to underneath here. Instead of this title, I would change this to like the word references. Okay. And then you'll continue to do that for each of the things that you're creating. So if this one is your references, your next page might be your cover letter or a letter of recommendation. What I did is I sent my letter of recommendation template to the people writing me the letter of recommendation so that they were able to fill it out. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and just duplicate this page for you so that you can see what that would look like. All right, we're back. So here's the resume we worked on together. And then just now I did a whole bunch of designing to make these templates, which as you can see, I decided to just take this top piece of the header in my photo, blow that up. I moved the bottom part of the header with contact information to the bottom. So it's always like branded, it all looks the same. Then here is your template for references. Here is your template for a cover letter that you're gonna write. And then also you can do a similar one for a letter of recommendation, that's here. So you can just send this template to the people who are writing your letter of recommendation and they'll fill it out below. And so then imagine this, you get done, you zip this all up into a PDF. You print that PDF off, you put it in some folders, right? And then on the other side, you make a thank you note that says, thank you for interviewing me today. But you use this same header, okay, with your photo at the top, but it says, thank you. And then right here, for interviewing me today. And then a letter underneath that says, like, expands on how thankful you are that you got the interview opportunity. And so you hand somebody a folder, it's got materials on the right, thank you note on the left. The folder is the color of the school you're interviewing for, like their mascot colors. And that's what gets handed to the interview committee. When they look at that, it's going to stick. It's going to stand out. So I want you to make something like this before you step into that next interview. And I think that you're going to get a moment of confidence when you hand that folder of materials over to the interview committee. I feel like you're going to feel so empowered. At least that's how I've always felt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this template or this PDF with you by putting it in my follower folder. To access my follower folder, you're just going to go to emilykarst.com. You're going to click on the freebies there. You'll see a picture of this resource. You're going to download this whole PDF resource. And then at the bottom, there'll be a link right here that says click here to access your own editable copy. And it will force a template onto your Canva that is all editable. So you won't be editing on the original, but you'll get this editable template, okay? So that being said, I'll link that freebie link in the description right here. Guys, I know you can do it. I'm proud of you for working this hard to try to get the interview. It will pay off in the end. I know that it can be really hard to put all this work in, knowing that there's no guarantees, but I think that your work will be rewarded. I really believe that hard work is honored and seen and noticed, especially in the teaching world. So keep your chin up, keep working hard. Let me know if you have any questions right here in the comments or just DM me over on Instagram. I'll drop my socials right here so we can connect if you have questions. Good luck, guys. You can do it.